gotcha. We're jumping right into this already, man.
That's a super rough matchup for Sheik, or for Doc. However, Doc does have a chain grab on Sheik.
Yeah, it's just really the question of like whether or not Doc's going to be able to get in and pass like the initial wall that Sheik's able to put up like with all these quick buttons.
The only thing long he's got is his bear, right?
Yeah,
Doc.
Is that right for you?
Yeah. Cool. I mean, I spell it different every time, but that's good.
Okay, that's what popped up when I threw it in there. So it's
All right.
Yeah, but we're looking already at a 2-stock deficit already, and this is a rough start.
Karn's a little patient, so I'm sure this is going to be even worse for Doc. He's going to make the Doc with punish, and he's going to do his own punish on it.
Yeah, and that's really where Sheik, really starts to extend a lot of her options. Once, they reach the end of that combo, like if the opponent then whiffs again, it's just, to start all over, and most of the time will lead into death if the opponent, like if the Sheik is, ready for that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we get our first Phantom. Fair. Would it easily ended Doc's life?
Ooh, I really like that waveland into the grab there. Gets him absolutely nothing though, and just fared off into the blast zone.
I couldn't tell if Karn actually wanted to do the needle turnaround or not. Because sometimes just faking it is really good. I think Pichi needs to get a little bit more crouch canceling going on. I mean, now the percent's too late.
Yeah, it's irrelevant at this point. Ooh, you never want to see that. And Karn with that quick 4-stock.
FD. I don't know. If he has a good chain grab game, it might be a good pick.
Did it actually update it? Okay, that's not updating. Great. But yeah, you're right. I mean, this is like the great equalizer. There's no platforms for Sheik to move around on, and if Pichi can get in there and get that initial grab, it's really where things start to make a difference. And we do finally see it there.
And as a semi-Sheik man, I don't really think FD's that bad for Sheik, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, obviously the platforms make everything way easier. You can follow combos up, but like, not having a platform sometimes makes combos easy as well. So like.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's got to land eventually, right?
Exactly. You can just keep him up in the air, especially since Doc is semi-floaty. Just keep hitting him with up airs until you can hit him off stage.
I really like this. I really liking this like backwards movement we're seeing a lot from Pichi now. Really not really contesting Sheik space all that much, and really just trying to bait out options from Karn, much like we saw in the reverse in Game 1, where Karn was really waiting for those whiffs. Now we see Pichi doing the exact same thing with these wave dashes back, and trying to get that next option out. See an edge guard situation here. Doesn't it actually just drops it, unfortunately gets grabbed.
Pichi seems to be handling himself way better this game.
Yeah, and a couple of times now, okay, that's 3 for 3 that Karn's been from these fairs, initially from that ledge. I was wondering if there's going to see any kind of real adaptation to that, since considering we've seen the same options multiple times now.
Right. It seems to be the issue is that he wants to just hit him straight back away. You have to wait a little bit. He's getting on stage just fine.
Yep.
But as soon as he gets right up, he's throwing a down smash or something, and Karn can just do that backflip fair every time. I'd like to see Pichi follow up on some of those tech reads, because Karn's been rolling in a couple times and he hasn't been.
Oh, that's not good.
That's unfortunate.
And unfortunately, what was a pretty decent lead from the start of this game now is just an even game, 2 stocks apiece.
He gets the down tilt into Kobe.
Uses the iframes there to throw out an F smash. Doesn't actually connect with it though. Oh, not like this.
I have that issue when I play any Mario character. He just slides so far.
And a quick 52-65 now. It's looking like all she wrote right now for Karn, or excuse me, for Pichi.
That's it, yeah.
Just eats it out of the spot dodge too. Yeah, there's nothing he can do right there.
He didn't try and do his down B recovery very often. I mean, at there, it wouldn't have made a difference, but there were so many times that he was so close that if he would have saved his jump and down B'd and then used his jump, he might have made it back.
Yeah, I mean, that's the benefit of, VODs like this. You get to go back and look at it and really just, think about what you should be doing next time. And forgive my unfamiliarity with the players, but who do we have sitting down here so I can go ahead and get this set up?
We got Karn still.
Right.
And C-Mac.
C-Mac. Is that M-A-K, M-A-C-K?
C, big M-A-C.
Gotcha.
C-Mac, that's right. It's the repeat of the summer. Christian, C, big M?
Yeah, big C, big M.
Gotcha.
Oh, big C, big M?
Yeah, big C and big M.
Everyone keeps doing little C.
Huh?
I always see little C.
Everybody does it differently. I like it as big C, big M, and rest lower.
It's like C-Mac?
Yeah, like C, Mac, like C dash Mac.
I got you. I like it.
But nobody does it.
These guys have been playing, I think, every time at this tournament.
I mean, what are we looking at for participants today?
Top seeds, we got Sharks still.
Oh, I meant for total.
What?
Like how many players do you have total?
Players?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, like
Here
yeah. I'm wondering if like just is it like the sample size that's causing the two of them to come together so much?
It might be just you know that seeding wise they're always similar. So
Okay.
they're almost always on the same side of the bracket.
Makes
seems.
sense. We had a bit of a technical difficulty there. Looks like the Wii just kind of cut out for a second. Get everything back up.
C-Mac's been having games where he's bringing it closer. He's doing a little bit better in the Sheik matchup. I think his issue is that he sometimes gets, obviously, to that marthritis percent, and he likes to swing every once in a while. Sometimes he makes him work, but when he doesn't, he really gets punished hard for it.
Yeah, and when you think about it, that's really the difficulty of the Sheik Marth matchup in general. Marth has to really just amplify so many of the Sheik mistakes, and with a player like Karn, like you were talking about, like that patient, cerebral Sheik style, you're not going to have that many of them, so you have to make each opportunity count, and when you do swing and you do miss, things can get a little bit risky.
I personally like the Marth Sheik matchup from both sides, but I think it's more interesting from Marth's side. I think Sheik's more flowcharty and kind of like, all right, I can probably gimp you with some shenanigans.
Sure.
Just like, normal Sheik.
Like as you would expect Sheik to do.
Right. But Marth, people keep saying Sheik wins it, and I may agree that Sheik wins it, but I feel like it's not as bad as people think it is. If Marth plays it right, it's pretty close.
One of those like 52-48s instead of like 55-45.
Like yeah. You got to use your dash dance well, make your grab game count as Marth.
Oh yeah, of course.
Use your down tilts like that. There we go. Just kind of space them out until you can
oh my God!
get a reverse tipper.